Welcome back, folks. Beast Shooter 94 with another WCW Monday Nitro. We are back. We are on the Go Home Nitro for WCW Sold Out 2003. Thank you guys for keeping this save going and liking the last video and making it awesome for us. So thank you for that. You guys have been amazing keeping this going. Hopefully you guys are still enjoying. Make sure we're hitting that like button, and if you have ideas or if you have comments about the save, please throw them down there. Let's try to get as much eyes on this as we can. See how many people we can get to enjoy this. We're in year 3 now, so let's keep crushing it. We're in front of 6,800 people at the Lakeland Center in Florida tonight. We're opening Nitro with a recap of last week, where we saw the return of the Monster Abyss. We hadn't seen him since Starrcade, which was about a month ago. And he lays out Goldberg holding up the WCW Championship. Abyss obviously wants his belt back. He is due for a rematch, so let's see where we go with that. 74 rating on the recap of the end of last week's Nitro. 74 rating. And we open the show. James Mitchell and Abyss come down to the ring, and Mitchell states that Abyss has made his claim for his rematch for the WCW Championship against Goldberg. He wants to have one more encounter, and the loser does not get a rematch. So if Goldberg loses, he must not get a rematch for the WCW Championship. And if Abyss loses, he does not get another shot as long as Goldberg is champion. So Mitchell is very ready to send Abyss into action here against Goldberg. Looks like the main event of Sold Out is coming our way. 65 rating on that. They get interrupted by the man himself, Bill Goldberg. Hits the ring, spears Abyss, and the brawl is on between the two guys. Abyss and James and Goldberg are going at it back and forth. James Mitchell bails out of the ring. Security hits the ring to try to break up these two monsters. We got tons of security that have come out to stop this. And this is where we get interruption from Ric Flair. And he announces that at Sold Out, the final encounter between Abyss and Goldberg for the WCW Championship will be contested in a steel cage match. And that is going to be the main event of Sold Out 2003. However, Bill Goldberg and Abyss, we can't have you guys killing each other before then. So this is a no contact policy until Sold Out, and that is our main event of the next pay-per-view on Sunday. 73 rating out of Ric Flair. The main event is made. Goldberg and Abyss, the collision course is here. Loser of the match no longer gets a shot at the WCW Championship as long as that person is champion. So if Abyss wins, Goldberg doesn't get a rematch as long as Abyss is champion. If Goldberg wins, Abyss doesn't get a rematch as long as Goldberg is champion. 73 rating on that. Storyline has advanced, and we open the show with a great way to get our main event for Sold Out ready. Alrighty, and moving on to our next segment. And it's a tag team bout, which has the Militia and Great Heat and Good Wrestling defeating by pinfall. Super Crazy pins Chris Harris with a trifecta moonsault. Super Crazy is 68, Ray Gonzalez is 75, James Storm is 63, Chris Harris is 63. The Militia Storm has gained heat. James Storm had a hot new move, and this match got the crowd hotter with a 72 rating. This shows right here that America's Most Wanted is a force. They can be a top tag team here in WCW, and I hope that this will be the case going forward. Militia, obviously, I know I was talking to someone a couple weeks ago when I was talking about the save, and he's like, "Oh, you've had the Militia together since 2001. Like, why aren't you doing anything different with them?" Because they get ratings, and they're an awesome tag team. And otherwise, if they're not a tag team, they kind of just flounder, and I don't want that. So why not have a great tag team division and a great stable instead of messing with it? So 72 rating on that. Great match. America's Most Wanted proving that they can hang with the Militia. We get a backstage promo from Sean O'Hare. saying officially moving forward in his career, it's all about him. The future is now. It is my time to rise here in WCW and not only go from the young star that could have been to become the star that I am now. 57 rating out of Sean O'Haire's backstage promo. In a decent match, Sean O'Haire defeats Tommy Dreamer in 7:16 with a reverse DVD. Sean O'Haire at 59, Tommy at 43. The announcer qualified the match with a 59 rating. This is simply a Sean O'Haire victory here. Just trying to build some momentum for Sean. He was hurting as we were in the tag team with Scott, so really trying to make sure that he is ready to go on this singles push. 59 rating there. Tommy taking the L like usual. Post-match, Scott Taylor hits the ring. Tries to get some shots in on Sean O'Haire as he bails, and he challenges Sean O'Haire to a singles bout next week on Monday Nitro. So we got to book a couple things here. So let's book the Sean O'Haire and Scott Taylor singles bout. Let's see. So Sean O'Haire and Scott Taylor are going to be going at it next week. I debated on putting this on the pay-per-view. I felt like it wasn't really strong enough to, in all honesty. So, and it has enough star power with just that. That's interesting. Okay. Let's go to sold out. Let's put our main event of the evening ready to go. Okay, here we go. Abyss versus Goldberg. WCW title cage match. Perfect. Title. Boom. Alright, moving on. 56 rating on that segment there. Storyline advanced and gained heat. We get a backstage promo from Chris Kanyon, who answers Jeff Jarrett's challenge from last week about a match at Sold Out on Sunday, as Chris Kanyon states that he did not injure BG James and that Jeff Jarrett's taking this way out of proportion, but if he wants to fight, I'll fight him on Sunday. That's no problem whatsoever. So we got another match to book. Let me put this on Sold Out here. We have Chris Kanyon and Jeff Jarrett going at it at Sold Out. A little bit of an interesting storyline the way we got here, but I think it'll be cool. Great match for both guys. Plus, it's my way of getting Jarrett back in the singles competition. So good stuff. Hopefully that works out well for us. 65 rating on the backstage promo from Mr. Kanyon. Alright, and about the had great heat and decent wrestling. Chris Kanyon defeats Buff Bagwell in 10 minutes with a flatliner. Buff Bagwell sustained a damaged kneecap, so that can't be good. Kanyon at 67, Buff Bagwell at 59. They had great chemistry. Chris Kanyon looked great. Match quality lifted the match. 58 on the rating, which is probably because of Buff being hurt, but that's okay. Chris Kanyon gets the win, which is ultimately the goal here. Yes, thank you, Mr. Ricky. We know Buff got hurt. We get a backstage promo as Sting and AJ Styles are talking about their big tag team match in the main event tonight, as it's Sting and AJ Styles facing off against the Guido and the #1 contender for the television championship, his member of the Militia, Berlyn. 63 rating on that, as Sting and AJ talk about having each other's backs tonight, and that Sting is proud of what AJ Styles has become so far here in WCW, saying that he is the next big star here in WCW. So awesome stuff here, a little rub from Sting. And we get a recap of last week as it showed Steve Corino and Shane Douglas attacking the Dudleys, holding up the WCW Tag Team Championships. Obviously, we're going towards that one more time. Advance the storyline with the tag title. 69 rating on the video recap. And backstage promo starts with the Dudleys walking in on the franchise's promo, which is going to turn into a singles bout here, where it's going to be Shane Douglas facing off against Bubba Ray Dudley in a singles bout. We also have the WCW Tag Team Championships that will happen on Sunday at Sold Out. Let me see if I've put that on here. And I did not. Let's put that on here. We got 6 great matches coming your way on Sunday at Sold Out. Hopefully you guys will be there to enjoy it. Make sure that you are, because it's going to be a great show. every show that we've done so far recently, pay-per-view wise, has really hit their stride. There's been very few matches that have been disappointing lately, so that's fantastic. This is for the WCW Tag Team Championships. And titles is the tag team. Boom, boom. Nice. Cool. Alright, 72 rating on the segment between the four men, and we're going to Bubba Ray versus Shane Douglas. And about to have great heat and good wrestling. Shane Douglas defeats Bubba Ray Dudley in 7:39 by pinfall with a franchiser. Bubba Ray is 73, Shane at 59. Tag team title story has advanced and gained heat in this match. Got the crowd hotter with a 75, which is fantastic. Great bout here. Bubba Ray's awesome in the ring, obviously, so that's something for down the line. Shane Douglas is still holding on. I was really close to letting him go multiple times, but he's been fantastic with Corino. So we're going to probably keep that little thing going for a little bit. 75 rating here. And then this is the announcers right here that their match has been announced. The Dudleys will defend the WCW Tag Team Championships versus the franchise. Shane Douglas and Steve Corino at Sold Out. 60 rating on the match announcement. And about the head, superb wrestling and great heat. Rob Van Dam defeats Vampiro in 7:56 by pinfall with a split-legged moonsault. RVD in 91. Vampiro is 71. Psychology was not great in the match. Deserved better color commentary. 80 rating on the match from RVD and Vampiro. What can I say? Vampiro's been putting on bangers lately. RVD never disappoints. Don't you worry though. RVD has a plan and a place for the rest of the year. Looking forward to where we go with him. As he's well deserved in what we're gonna do. Vampiro, I have started putting together some thoughts and some plans, and we're gonna go there soon. So stay tuned for that. 80 rating on this amazing match. Post match, Mark Jindrak comes out, and he felt embarrassed last week by losing to RVD, and he challenges him to a singles bout on Sunday at Sold Out. So we have another big match for Sold Out. And this should be the end of our match announcements for the show. And this is the final one right here. Rob Van Dam facing off against Mark Jindrak. Solid card right here for Sold Out. Looking forward to it. 69 rating on that. RVD obviously accepts the challenge, and the match is made, as you just saw with the pre-booking. 69 rating on that. And Mike Awesome is cutting a promo backstage as he's approached by Team Canada. Lance Storm, Angel Williams, Eric Young, and Bobby Roode. And Lance Storm says, "Did you think about what I said last week about how you and I can get back together and we can bring Canada to the top of the professional wrestling world here in WCW?" Mike Awesome said he has, but he's not ready to make an exact decision yet. Lance Storm tells him if he doesn't give him an answer by next week, he's going to assume what the answer is. 59 rating on that. So we got a little bit of a story starting to develop with Team Canada a little bit here, which I think is going to be fun. I think it's going to be a nice little change of pace, and hopefully it works out here. I think this will get a lot of new talent over, especially Eric Young, Bobby Roode, and Angel Williams, or Angelina Love. We really love to have Bobby Roode and Eric Young become some guys here that we can work with. So 59 rating on that. So good stuff here. Obviously, if you read below, you'll see the future plans. So just ignore those, please. Thank you. Awesome. Smile. All right. Yes. And our next bout, about that good heat and decent wrestling. Dustin Rhodes defeats Billy Kidman in 6:56 by pinfall with a curtain call. Dustin a 75, Billy a 53. 70 rating overall in the match. Dustin Rhodes gets a nice victory going into his rematch on Sunday against the War Machine Rhino for the U.S. Championship. Kidman, you're just hanging on for dear life, man, with this company right now. I hate to break that to you, but here we are. A lot of guys, I'm just going to run, we're running contracts through. We're trying to just make it fresh again, and I'm doing the best I can with that, so please bear with me. 70 rating on that. Good job, Dustin Rhodes. Nicely done. And he declares after the match that he is going to get his belt back on Sunday from Rhino. 69 rating on the little post-match little thing there. U.S. title storyline has advanced. and we will be having a little bit of something different here. So we announced Booker T was returning last week, and Booker T's back. As you notice, he's by himself though, and a little bit of a different demeanor. And he grabs the microphone and he says, "First off, I want to say I'm sorry to the fans. I'm sorry to WCW, and I'm sorry to Ric Flair. I was brainwashed for the last 2 years by my ex-wife Charmel, and you'll be happy to know that I have kicked her to the curb, and the real Booker T is back here on WCW. And if you're not down with that, sucker, then we are going to have a problem, because Booker T is now going to be the man who helps run WCW to the top." So 80 segment out of Booker. So Booker's turning babyface. And it's funny because this plan wasn't supposed to happen until like July of 2003, but him and Charmel broke up on like Friday in the game. So I was like, you know what, screw it. Let's put Booker babyface and let's roll with it. 80 rating on the promo from Booker. And then he says, like I said, I'd like to apologize to Ric Flair. So Ric Flair, can you come out here, please? And Ric Flair comes out. And the awkward stare down between the two men, and Booker T apologizes for what he did to him in the year 2001, and forcing him to list almost 2 years of WCW and professional wrestling. Ric Flair accepts his apology, but he says at the same time, "Booker, I will never trust you again." But at the same time, he said, "I will always have a spot for Booker T here in WCW." 69 rating on that. But we get interrupted by big sexy Kevin Nash, and he calls BS of Booker T being this whole changed man, and that he's the same guy he was less than 2 months ago, where he was all about himself and about no one else. And he blames the fans and Flair for being stupid and seeing right through it. So Booker T says, "Well, let me prove it to you. Next week, Kev, let's do it one-on-one." Ric Flair makes the match, and we have a huge main event for next Nitro next week, as it's Booker T versus Kevin Nash in the main event of next week's Monday Nitro. So that's booked. 72 rating on that segment. What do you guys think about that with Booker T? And in our main event of the evening, and about that had great heat and good wrestling, Sting and AJ Styles defeat Berlyn and Guido in 12:47. Sting pins Guido as the pinfall there. Berlyn was the weak link. AJ a 78, Sting a 70, Guido an 80, Berlyn a 56. Both storylines have advanced and gained heat with an 81 segment rating for the main event. And to end our show, we had the baby faces standing tall, Sting and AJ Styles, to end WCW Monday Nitro, the last show going into Sold Out 2003. Let's see what we get for an overall show rating. I'm thinking high 70s. Let's see what we get. Let's see. 79. Let's go. 79 is fantastic. We gained our popularity in 32 regions. WWE, we're coming for you, man. This is going to be the year where we really make some big moves towards you and really start poaching some talent if we need to as well to make this company stronger. 79 79 rating on the show is fantastic. Now, this week, guys, like I talked about last week, this will be the first time I'm not going to film Thunder. I'm just going to write in the description of what happens on Thunder with the ratings, because Thunder only takes like 4 minutes for recording an hour, and I think that's kind of dumb. So I'm going to just write down Thunder in the description, as well as I'm going to write the sold out card. If you guys would be awesome, let's put some predictions in the comments of what's going to happen at the pay-per-view. And let's keep building and keep grinding here, guys. We'll see you guys next Monday. Big WCW pay-per-view coming your way, and let's look forward to what else is coming in 2003.